Now, I've got a perfect example of how this administration's failed policies are literally bleeding money from American communities. And this time, it's our own government that is telling Canadian tourists to take their money and go elsewhere. So let me break this down for you, okay? Canadian travel to the US has collapsed. We're talking about a 38.1% drop just this year. That is not minor. That is a full-scale economic hemorrhage that is costing American businesses millions of dollars. Here's what this means. $64 billion. Yeah, not just millions, billions. Okay, that's how much US travel sector stands to lose by the end of this year. $64 billion that is supposed to be going to paying American workers, supporting American small businesses, keeping communities that are thriving, but instead that money is not going to us. No, it's going to other countries. And it's because Canadians do not feel welcome here anymore, and I don't blame them at all. But let's talk about what this looks like on the ground. In North Dakota alone, we're looking at over $8 million in lost revenue just from decreased Canadian visitors in a 2-month period. Again, this is affecting real people, hotel workers, restaurant staffers, border town business owners, real people whose livelihoods are being destroyed by policies that make people who want to travel feel, uncertain about coming to the United States. And again, I don't blame them, all right? And now, get this, right? So Canada, these Canadians are redirecting their travel, about $15.4 billion worth, to other places. That's right. Canadian families who used to spend their vacation money in American communities are now taking their tourism dollars elsewhere, to Europe, to Asia, anywhere but here. And here's what the mainstream media isn't going to tell you straight, okay? This isn't happening because American tourism somehow got worse overnight. It's happening because when you have an administration that creates an atmosphere of hostility towards your closest neighbors and allies, when you make border crossings feel like police interrogations, when your government sends the message that all foreigners aren't welcome, people are going to take their business elsewhere. That's what happens. And look, Canadians are not punishing Americans out of spite. No, the country is protecting their own citizens from BS, arbitrary treatment, and hostile reception. They're responding to the government, the US government, that has made it very, very clear that they view even their closest neighbors with suspicion. And it probably didn't help that Trump kept talking about making Canada the 51st state, and Canada saying, why would we want to be part of your crappy country right now? I mean, you've been making things worse ever since you got into power. But this is what happens when you prioritize doing white nationalist grandstanding over doing actual practical prosperity, okay? When you treat international relationships like zero-sum competitions instead of mutually beneficial partnerships, or when you make foreign visitors feel like potential criminals just for wanting to experience our country. And there's a lot of great places in the US. But Trump's making this entire country look like, I don't know, Mar-a-Lago. Okay, not good, tacky as hell. All right, but here's the irony, right? The same administration that claims, oh no, we're doing America first, everybody. Well, they're actively driving away billions of dollars in foreign investment and tourism revenue. These people are so obsessed with building walls and restricting movement and deporting illegals that they're willing to sacrifice American prosperity on the altar of white nationalism and xenophobia. And here's the thing. It's not the wealthy donors of the political elites who are going to suffer. It's working people, regular people, the hospitality workers, border towns, the small business owners who depend on these Canadian customers. It's the communities that built their economies around welcoming international visitors. These are the same people who get told to tighten their belts when the budgets get cut. While politicians, of course, pat themselves in the back for being, quote, tough on foreigners, right? Or tough on illegals, tough on crime, whatever. This is what economic nationalism actually looks like in practice. And it doesn't give you the prosperity that its advocates always promise. But you end up getting economic decline. That follows when you treat your closest allies, friends, like they're enemies, and your potential customers as if they are threats. The midterms are coming, okay? And this is what I think we all need to remember. That every vote for policies that prioritize political theater over economic reality is a vote against American workers. And every border restriction that makes visitors feel unwelcome kills jobs. Every white nationalist rhetorical victory that damages international relationships is a disaster for our American prosperity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.